Welcome, everybody, to the Artificially Smart Marketing Podcast, where we explore the exciting world of artificial intelligence and its impact on marketing. Every week, we feature in depth conversations with industry leaders, technology experts, and marketing professionals. Our guests share their insights and experiences on how AI is transforming marketing and providing businesses with a competitive edge, keeping you up to date on the latest trends and best practices in AI powered marketing. Now, whether you're new to the field of AI or an experienced professional, the Artificially Smart Marketing Podcast is the perfect place to learn about the latest advancements and how they can be applied to your business. So join us each week and now let's explore the intersection of AI and marketing together. My name is Matthew Maniac. I'm your co-host here with Tony Aponte, the host of the Artificially Smart Marketing Podcast. Long time no see, Tony.
That's right. How we doing, Matthew?
Doing good, doing good. It is another day in AI powered paradise.
Yes, sir.
So today, we're going to be talking to you guys about how AI is impacting the marketing industry with a predominant focus on how it's impacting content marketing. Now, content marketing is really going to be anything that is your written descriptions, captions, copy, scripts, things like that. And in future episodes, we're going to be delving into other aspects of marketing. But for today's, that's going to be our primary focus. So. Without further ado, Tony, obviously your background's more in the SEO content creation framework kind of side of things in that regard. So social media, we use it every day. We're constantly on Facebook. We're constantly seeing posts and all this other stuff. How is AI impacting that side of marketing, social media?
Yeah, it's and I'm going to refer back to, our first episode. I think it was that we were talking about sometimes we just don't have enough time to get things done. And then on top of that, so a lot of times when it comes to creating content that we can put on social media, we kind of like get to a point where like, what do I do? What do I write? I don't know what to post. I don't know what to say. And that is where AI has really been able to really impact in the sense that it gives you now the ability to really come up with content for your social media and when in such a short amount of time, so you can get in there and just and it's not going to take much either, right? You could literally, let's just say, for an example, let's just use for you know the example, let's just say that you're a house cleaner, okay, and you just have no idea what to write about. You could literally go into ChatGPT and say, "Hey, ChatGPT, I need 10 social media post ideas that talk about the safetyness of making sure that we use eco-friendly cleaning products." Bam, done. Within a matter of a minute, you'll have 10 posts. Now it's just like taking those 10 posts and editing them so that way it sounds like it's coming from you.
Right.
Done.
Or I mean, for those that might be a little more experienced in using things like ChatGPT, uh, you can train it to speak like you from jump, and then create the captions in that style.
Right.
I was doing a test for my own social media. For those that don't follow me yet, at Director Double M on Instagram, and what I was doing is every Monday, what I like to do for the people that follow me is I have a motivational Monday post where I take a caption, or sorry, a quote from either something that's motivational or from one of the Greek philosophers or Roman philosophers, and I'll take that, I'll analyze it and how it applies to my life, and then I'll end it up with a challenge for my followers for the week that pertains to that that specific quote. So, like, for example, Sun Tzu, Art of War, in chaos, there's also opportunity, right? So taking something like that and then analyzing that, and then maybe the challenge for that was something to the extent of look at the chaos in your life and ask yourself what opportunity is there for me? What lessons can I learn? And so what I did was I took a couple of those that I'd done in the past, fed it to ChatGPT, and said, write me another one that fits the same style, same format, but use a different quote. And then it probably about with 80% accuracy did an output that kind of sounded like me. And I even sent it to some of the guys that I work with. And I was like, hey, what do you guys think about this one? Just kind of, trying to get feedback, quote unquote. And they're like, yeah, no, it's good. Just like anything else that you put out for your motivational stuff. Seems, you know, nothing different. And I asked them, I was like, did I write it? Did ChatGPT write it? And they were like, no way. So you can train it, but obviously there's different prompts and primers that you have to give to it to get to that point. But just like you said, right, to the extent of that most people are going to use ChatGPT, you can use it to give you the ideas of what you're going to talk about, or to at least get that process started.
Yep, yep. And I want to throw just add a real quick tip in respects to to that point, being able to get ChatGPT to give you copy or content that's in your voice. A really cool trick is you basically take, and because everyone text messages, right? So, and we usually text the way we speak. So take and write your text messages in the in ChatGPT. Tell it, hey, I want you to take this text and tell me the style and tone of it, and it will give you the style and tone that it was written in, and then you can take that tone that it gives you and say, now from that point forward, say, please write the social media content for this in the tone and voice of this, and it will give it to you.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. Just the sheer convenience that it opens up. Um, but now, I mean, kind of tell me a little bit about, like, again, honing back to the point of SEO articles. In our last episode, we talked about a few tools that you use to create articles and blog posts, like Jasper, ZimWriter, Content at Scale. Um, I mean, it's honestly what content at scale, literally.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know you and I were having a conversation not too long ago, and you had made the point of it's no longer about who writes the best article with the most keywords, but it's who can put out the most content. Like, do you still feel that that's kind of where things are going?
Yeah, and I mean, we still want to create good quality content because, in respects to SEO, that's what Google's looking for, is content that is going to appeal to your audience. But it's definitely with AI now we're going to be able to uh, produce a lot more content to be able to compete with some of those companies that actually had larger budgets to work with, where they could hire someone to do it all for you. And now you have that extension of yourself to be able to deliver on some of those aspects. And when it comes to content, again, it goes back to sometimes we the one of the struggles that small business owners a lot of times come that are faced with is, I just don't know what to write about. I don't know what to put on my website. I don't know what to what kind of content I need to put on my Facebook page. And that's the beauty of where AI comes in, is that you basically are able now to have a conversation with AI, in the sense that you're going to be able to provide create articles based on some of the pain points that your target audience faces, and you're going to be able to let's kind of like let's just eliminate at the SEO part. Let's just kind of, if you're struggling and you haven't even written the very first article yet on your website, this gives you the tool to just be able to create an article that's actually focused on certain aspects of the services or products that you offer, to be able to get on your website, to be able to provide value to your audience. So it's really powerful when it comes to creating that content.
Right. And I mean, to that same point, right? Like getting content on your website that's going to improve its ranking, improve its SEO. I mean, like, you can even have these tools write the copy that's going to appear on the website itself, and guide people through the navigation, and keep people engaged in that regard. Like, do you find that it's kind of giving that same quality of a response, and same quality of an output for that copy that's on your website?
When it comes to web copy of for our websites, it's important that we have content that speaks to the audience, and so that's where really we can get in there, and like we were talking about earlier, training ChatGPT with your voice. as far as your tone and your style, is that once you can do that and create the content for your website pages, speaking in your own voice, it becomes a little bit more branded out to you, right? And not only that, but whenever, and, because there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers right out there, and so whenever there's someone's trying to build their own website, and and I've seen it a million times, I know you have too, is that the websites are very, very slim when it comes to content on it, right? And a lot of that is because they just don't know how to create the copy for their website. They don't know how to structure it, put it together where it actually flows very well. And that is where chat GPT, in general, really can help out, because now it kind of takes that quote unquote expertise away from you to where it can create it for you, go in there, add a little bit of your own voice, and then put it on your website. Now, is it going to be 100% good for you? Because you don't know, is it going to convert 100%? Maybe, maybe not. And that's where, you take it to the next level, right? How to build copy. But and for anyone that's actually like, oh my God, that's been struggling to try to get this stuff done just from the very get-go, it kind of takes the load off of them to, okay, I can get this done. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least I know what I can and can't do with it, and I can get some of the stuff that I've just been struggling to do. So
No, absolutely. And kind of going to that same point of time saving, right? One of the things that I know that a lot of people struggle with, particularly when it comes to the video side of social media and marketing, is like for reels, right? It's like to be dominating on social media, you got to have reels coming out multiple times a day, like, and to stay favorable within the algorithms. But it's like, how do you come up with the concepts to talk about that frequently, right, without getting repetitive? So you can have these tools generate you the topics that you want to talk about, like say, hey, generate me a list of 300 topics, and then it'll spit out 300 topics, and then you pick the ones that you want to cover. And then from there, it's just a matter of, like, you can even take it a step further, right, from the script writing standpoint of, write me a script using, like you said, this tone, this style of writing, this tone of voice, to based on XYZ topic. And then there you go. You load that up on a teleprompter, and then take a couple hours, either with a videographer or by yourself, and roll through all 30 reels for the month or more. And
right,
it's just the time save is incredible. Like, what used to take me as a content script writer for like the reels and stuff, what used to take me hours and hours and hours, now is 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and
right,
maybe a minute. I mean, I've gotten my numbers up as far as the timing goes, but like, in that regard, right? But kind of to our same point is even after it gives you the scripts, you got to tweak it to make sure that it's one, correct, because the technology is not perfect. We want to
right,
make sure that we're not just taking the outputs verbatim, and that we're still, making them our own, within respect to what it gives us, and adding kind of those little nuances that make the content ours. I mean, it's great to be able to get ideas and to be able to leverage the technology. Like, ChatGPT, I think, is starting to think that it's a comedian in some regards, because I asked it, I was like, write me a script on this and give me a joke that only a Floridian would love. And then it was like something about, I think it had to do with like real estate, right? And it was like, the real estate market is hotter than a Florida summer. And it's like, I mean, it's a solid 5 out of
yeah, right,
10
yeah,
for a joke. But just things like that, right, that kind of add a little more character to it, and you can prompt it to give those to you. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, time saved, but make sure that we tweak it to fit our needs and our tone of voice. I always
right,
say this is probably the biggest thing.
yep, yep. No, I agree 100%. So one of the other things too that I think is really cool, and actually, to be honest with you, whenever I first started playing around with ChatGPT, this is actually one of the first things that I started playing with, and it was with sales copy. And you know, sales comes from the ability to be able to motivate a prospect to take action, right? And if you do not know how to write copy, um, it can definitely affect whether or not you sell, right? Or how many sales you have. Uh, and so I started playing around because I've done I've taken a lot of courses on copywriting and stuff like that, and I do not consider myself to be an expert copywriter. However, I know enough that there's different copywriting frameworks out there, right? They're all different. There's all different types of frameworks that are created to debate based on the audience that you're trying to target, what type of buying mode they're in, what type, where in the customer journey they're at, right? And so that was actually, believe it or not, one of the first things that I started playing with was taking and getting ChatGPT to write sales copy for either landing pages, video scripts, for emails, for website pages, social media copy, and asking it to create that content in a specific type of copywriting framework. And man, that is so powerful. It's ridiculous. And again, you take it and you customize it, mold it to your voice. So that way it sounds more in your voice, but what it does, it actually makes you look like you really know what you're doing.
But we do know what we're doing
That's right.
because we're artificially smart, and all of our
Right.
listeners are genuinely smart, but
Right.
artificially intelligent, as we like to say, right?
Yep.
There we go. There we go. So I
Yeah, of
mean,
course, and the whole idea is, trying to get, our goal is to try to get people, or, our audience to get out of their own way, right? We a lot of times whenever we don't know how to do certain things, we have these blocks in our mind as to that we can't do this. And as marketers ourselves, as business owners ourselves, we can kind of get in our own way. And so if we can kind of help our audience to kind of eliminate those barriers and understand that, you know what, I do now have a tool that I can get working with and start playing with, to where I can actually get some of this stuff done, where I can have somewhat of a good level of success, to where now I'm not worried about whether I can get this done. Now it's a matter of how fast can I get it done.
right, and to your point, right? And you use this language pretty frequently on this podcast, but seeing these AI tools as an extension of ourselves, they're not here to replace us yet, but they're here to accelerate and to enable. And to that same point, right, kind of along similar lines to that concept, is I saw this post earlier today actually, and it was that this restaurant is giving jobs to people that are paralyzed, where they can control a robot, so that way they have an income still, and they can be like employed and still fulfill
That's awesome.
that kind of position, which I think is incredible, right? It's like the technology is here to enable us.
Yes.
And while there are things that we do need to be aware of, it's looking at it from the standpoint of what will this technology revolution enable for us and unlock for us to be able to evolve and take
Hmm.
our outputs, take the value that we bring as business owners to our customers and to our clients and to like the world at large, like just looking at it that way, right? um and I mean, kind of to wrap us up, looking at marketing plans, right? um like the ability to look at data and break it down and say, hey, here's the goal, here's our timeline, how do we do this?
Right.
Like, what are you seeing in that regard as far as these AI tools are concerned?
Yeah, and this is where I think this is where really it's going to be really powerful, is that, if you've got any kind of data, right? It doesn't have to be, through a CRM, but just if you already know the kind of customers that you're wanting to work with, and you already know let's just say that you're a business owner that is making so many sales. You already know how many sales you're making, and you want to try to tap into that, and you know the numbers. You can take that data, put it into a basically into a format of where you're telling ChatGPT, hey, here's where I'm at, here's what I sell, here's who I want to target, here's what I'm selling right now. I want to increase by such and such. Please put together a marketing plan for me in order to be able to increase my revenue by a certain amount that I can accomplish within the next 90 days. And it's, and again, that was kind of really quick, put together with a little bit, it needs a little bit more in depth. However, the essence, that's the essence of what you really do. And ChatGPT is going to be able to send you a framework. Okay, he's going to say, yes, here's what you need to do, and it's going to break it down into steps. Now, you take that and then you massage it to where it is customized to your business specifically, and it's really powerful as to what you're going to be able to do on that side to be able to know what the next steps are for your marketing strategy, to be able to take that plan and just run with it.
Oh yeah, and kind of a real world example of that, right? When ChatGPT kind of was, I think this was like for their March version. What I did was I was like, hey, I've got a feature film that I did a couple of years back that's kind of been just kind of sitting collecting digital dust, and it's now kind of that time to start marketing it, start pushing it, and start shopping it. And I was like, hey, I've been out of this for a little bit, just a teeny bit. Kind of give me a marketing plan. Like I was like primed it saying, hey, you are a marketing professional that specializes in feature film deployments. Um, Here's kind of like I even kind of gave it a little bit of a market analysis, like the whole all the stuff that I would need to have for any sort of seasoned marketing plan. And I've kind of had it ask me questions to get a better understanding of what I needed, and kind of gave it the answers that it wanted, and it gave me a 90-day roadmap for a marketing plan that I was like, okay, this is good, but now let's expand it to a 12-month marketing plan, complete with a budget in table format. And it gave me a whole budget. And then I was like, you can even take it further to be like, all right, assume point A, B, and X are budget line zero because we can do them in house. And it adjusted it like that, and now I've got my 12-month roadmap.
There you go.
So it's incredible. Again, just like we keep saying, the ways that this is going to unlock like so much potential for us. But yeah, so I mean, again, there's just so much out there that we can utilize, and the opportunity that this is going to unlock, not just for people in marketing, but just in
Right.
business in general,
Yep.
is amazing to see. So
Yeah. And what's crazy is that today we basically just talked about content marketing, right? But and just the stuff that we talked about is just very general, very, very kind of like bird's eye view. I mean, you literally can get deep into this. We're going to be talking about branding, systemizing your business, using AI for systemizing, creating systems within your business, being able to target your audiences. I mean, there's just so much that we're going to be able to use AI for, that it's still hard to grasp the level of execution that we're going to be able to take action on, just because we have a tool like AI that is going to be right there to help us accomplish this stuff.
absolutely, absolutely. So if that's anything that excites you guys, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us next week as we continue to dive into the world of AI powered marketing. Thanks so much for joining us on this week's episode of the Artificially Smart Marketing Podcast, and we are out.